Good evening and all, hope you're doing well. Apologies for no video last night. The FXCM terminal didn't have the data and we need the SSI data to populate the risk calculation. And so I was waiting around for 10 p.m. until that data came out. So it was too late by that point. So apologies for no video. And this video, I just want to talk about the indices because we are moving, and I said that we would a couple of weeks ago, so we had a big heads up about it. So obviously DAX is very interesting on the daily, got a humongous wick above, and we hit some supply. So that's of note. It would have been a good short entry, to be fair, but it is what it is. I didn't catch it. I was charting other things. But you can see the bottom of that wick and that top, which then created the supply. We went to probe it exactly. Yeah, pretty much exactly. So keep an eye on 18422, okay? And I just want to show you some things that I've just drawn. So just basically, this looks better on the hourly. But it's worth noting on the Dow Jones, we're coming up into this demand. So that's of note. We are in this like descending channel. It looks better on the hourly, but we've come to some support. So be careful here. And I'd imagine this probably should hold. But you know, we've got to be really careful, especially with the sentiment. We saw them try and buy the dip today on all the indices. So if they try and buy the dip, then they're going to get punished, and then we're going to see price go down. That will punish them, and that's how it works. So it's actually really cruel and quite evil. Right. So this looks much better on the hourly. It looks a bit rainbow-like that. Let's put it to the hourly. And then we'll do this, zoom out. So basically what I was saying to the guys in Discord is that we should have some pitchfork bounce, and I anticipate a bounce and then a retracement to the median line. So we'll come down to support and then we'll bounce here. And then it's down to the FX gods what they want to do at that point. But this is probably a return to the mean, like the average line median point. So I think we'll probably come back here, bounce, then we'll have to wait and see. It will depend on the sentiment, and also it probably depend on Powell's speech as well, because that's going to coincide with what he's going to say, and it could project it higher or it could really dump. But he has been quite hawkish recently, so that's just a technical look at the indices. Dow Jones has come into support, and the DAX had a really good setup for a short, which I'd missed, and I think this is going to be due a bounce. And we're going to see probably a sell-off at the median line, but we'll have to wait and see. So we'll come to the risk calc, and we are in a fear phase, but we're not extreme fear because we have some greens on our screen, okay? We're going to be extreme fear if everything is red. Clearly we're not. And we're going to be a little while before we go to extreme fear because there's still 17 bears versus the one bull. But we've come off 37.5. So we've seen an exodus of bears, and they've had to unfortunately leave the casino, having lost their accounts. Basically, they've just blown up en masse, and they had to get ejected out of the casino by the security guard and told not to come back until you got more money. Now the scary, dangerous thing is that the bears get ejected after huge losses, and then they come back and they don't learn their lesson. And that's what normally happens, is that when a bear has a humongous loss, he won't pass on that information to the next guy. He'll just lose a lot of money, and then he'll go and find a job. He'll get on at his day job, and then that's it. There's no knowledge transfer. So once the bears get ejected out of the casino, you will often see new bears emerge, and they go, well, this is a good time to short the market. And that's what we don't really want, because we want to see normal market dynamics. We don't want to see this incredible skew where there's 17 bears versus the one bull. That's just unhealthy. But minus 37.5 was insane. It was absolutely crazy. And so we come up to the all-time high. And we are where we are now. We've had a big exodus, and I don't know how many. I'm probably going to guess $500 million in retail trader accounts. You know, it's hard to say. Maybe $200 million. It's a lot of money and it's just gone like that. So we are going towards zero because of the 24-hour change. Now at this rate, we're going to go probably extreme fear. At this rate, it's going to take a couple of weeks. If we have a change like this tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day, it's going to take a while before we go towards zero. But it's still really worth watching. It's worth noting that we're going towards zero. If we go above zero, the hurdle is going to be net long, and then we will have like some kind of mini crash. We won't probably have a 2020 scenario, where we're going to have the mass panic or anything like that, where everything went into free fall. We're going to have probably a big decline, and it'll be a nice buying opportunity, and then it'll be a good time for us to go long as well. Because right now it's not a good time, because you can see we've got lots of red on our screen. So the game plan is to wait for that to go into positive territory, and then we're going to see a massive exodus of bears, and then we're going to get in, and it's going to be a good time to go long, because once that goes to positive, we're then going to wait for it to go to negative, and then that will be the trap. And then those new bears that I referred to, they're going to come in and go, right, this is a great time to sell, and then they'll hold on, and then we'll basically be fading those guys every day. We'll hold on to our longs using this sell as a reference point, and that would help us well with our confidence. So this is a reminder of the game plan. As for cross yen, I'd be really careful. It's just being a bit weird, and it's having huge accentuated moves, very sudden, strong, violent retail shifting. I'll be really, really careful with that. To see 40% in one day, that's just ludicrous. I'll be really, really careful. They are betting on the BOJ intervention. That's what's happening there. Okay, so be careful. There's the risk off scenario that's been brewing. The VIX is really pumping, which is really weird to see. That was like under so much pressure for so long, and now we're seeing like 10% moves. So something's definitely brewing right now, and the big fish don't like it much, as we can see in the VIX. They're not able to hammer it down, and it's going for it. Tesla's having a rubbish day, and Russell 2000's having a poor day. In fact, all the indices are really. Don't forget the Dow Jones has come to support, right? So we probably should be bouncing on that, okay? And that's the sheet. Actually, just before, EU is now quite a strong sell, and then that leads us nicely into the bar, which is this one. Let me get it. Yeah, this is the right one. I've got some testing going on, and I'm just doing some testing on the TP and SL on the other terminal, so that's not relevant to this video. But what's happened here is that we had lots of nice small wins, and we only had one loss today, so that was like minus 1R, and in total we had a 5.6R, which is really, really good. And obviously those two cancel each other out, because that was a +1, that was a -1, and then we allowed the trailing stop to incur more profit, which is really cool, and that was our best trade. So it doesn't look like a lot, it's not, but it proves that the logic is working. So we entered at 106.45, and we got out at 106.28, which is good. In terms of pips, it's really good. And in terms of what we're risking and what we got as reward was really good as well. So it's just working, proving that the proof of concept is working fine. Now at the moment we've got 0.03. I think we need to bump that up now, because it's going to show that it's working well now. So I think we'll probably go to 0.04, then 0.05, and then we'll just see how we go from there. So the robot's going really well, very happy, and covered the indices and gold. Did look at gold, didn't we? Can't remember. Oh, it's right. No, I don't think we did. Now, with gold, we had this pin bar, and so we can draw a box there. So this is going to be a support, okay? And Obviously a big buying pressure there, and it helped with the retail being really bearish at that point as well. We had the buy set up on the SSI crossover at the time that the big fish intervened. So are they looking at the sentiment? Quite possibly. You know, is that a coincidence? And also this one here is a strange one because what happened is that they went long and then they got paid. So that was kind of strange. I think this move here is like that was a stop pump. So we've got a really strange thin punishment box. So they'd gone long here and then they got paid quite nicely, which is unusual. So I think he wanted to come up and take quite a large amount of stops, and then we really fell. So we're going to have some kind of resistance and some decent support. And this horizontal line can be deleted because it's something that I referred to last week. And I thought they were going to put a trap in, but they didn't. There was no need for the trap because they'd sold it, right? And so we didn't need to break that low because they were going to sell it. And so it was like, oh, okay, we didn't have to fall because if you're going to sell it, we'll push price and we're going to punish you. And that's today's video. So hopefully it was good, and any likes and subscribes would be cool, be much appreciated. And we'll just have to see how we go for tomorrow. And don't forget, we won't be extreme fear. We'll just probably go from fear to caution and then perhaps back again. But we've got a lot of stuff going on in the world, so remember to be careful. And that's the game plan as well. So we're going to hold on still. We still need to see like people jumping off the ship with losses. We're not quite there yet. And we're just going to have to be patient. So we're going to wait for that to go into positive. We're going to wait for the new bears, the new ones that are fresh to the casino, and we're going to punish those guys. Sounds cruel, but that's just how it works. There has to be two sides to the trade, and we want to be fading those new bears when they come into the casino. And so that's the game plan, okay? So I wish you a good day, a good night, and I'll speak to you soon. One and all, we have a strong disclaimer that we need to stipulate. The fact is that it's really, really easy to lose money while trading, and you absolutely must have risk management at the forefront of your mind at every trade decision. Before you enter, you need to know where your exit is. You don't just enter willy-nilly. You need to stipulate your stop loss, and you need to know about your sizing as well. All this information is in the Discord as well, and it's also on YouTube. So if you don't know your sizes and then you don't know your stop loss, you're going to encounter horrific losses, okay? And also it's highly risky. And the stuff that I put out on a daily basis, it's for your own information. It's not to be traded on its own. You need to be used with a trading system and with a risk management at the forefront of that system at all times. You can't trade without the risk management because you will blow your money. And I dare say if you're watching this video, you would have lost a lot of money and you've blown maybe an account or even several. So it's absolutely critical that you've got a very keen sense of risk management at everything you do. It's like crossing a busy street. You wouldn't cross the road without looking left and right. You'd wait for the traffic light, and then it would go from red, amber, green, and then once it went to green, you'd still be careful. Okay, so just a quick video there, and be really careful. It's a highly volatile market. In fact, it's probably the most volatile market you could ever get into, and while it can make you a lot of money, it can also cause catastrophic losses. So be careful at all times.